My name is Finesse, and welcome to the Radical Masculine. Now, I have a beaut for you today, and I'm not talking about the subject in question. She is more like, sorry, I've never done that on air before, but I couldn't hold it because this one is not a beaut. The video is a beaut, but she, my friends, is... You'll see what I mean, what I'm talking about. Now, I get it. The last couple of videos that I uploaded, they came out like shit. Every time I hook up my MacBook to an external hard drive, some crazy shit happens. Either they don't upload, or bits and pieces of my video are muted or frozen or whatever, but I do vow to solve that problem. So I'm back to the basics. I went back to my basic old format. Sure, they're squares, they're boxy, but I'll figure it out one day. Right now, my goal is to get you the best subscribers in the world, the best content possible. And not tomorrow, not next week, but right now. Now, I'll say this: like, comment, and subscribe. Hit that Cash App, and we're not going to waste any time. We are going to jump right into the video.
The ideas, opinions, and beliefs of the radical masculine are for entertainment purposes only. We make fun of everyone equally.
Rise and shine, beautiful souls. Welcome back to the Truth Factory. This episode is going to be a little bit different. Typically, we talk about devastating issues inside of relationships and try to talk about the nuanced things in that relationship to heal it. This time, we're going to talk about dating. So, I don't know if you guys have saw the viral video, but there's a viral video where a woman is taken to the CheeseCake factory and she does not want to go inside of there.
Alright, since this is a pretty long video, I'm not going to talk as much, so get excited.
She does not want to be embarrassed. This conversation ended up going viral, and here we are. Alicia, it is a pleasure to meet you.
Yes, thank you.
Jay, pleasure to meet you.
She's like, oh, yeah. Pleasure's all yours, apparently. Look at me.
Welcome to the show, and thank you guys for being willing to come here and have this dialogue. I'm sure you guys have gotten a lot of flack, maybe even some backlash and things of that nature.
Now, real quick, I know what you're going to say. Look at her and look at him. The only incredible difference between the two is the size. You could fit two of him inside of her. But I will tell you this. I bet you any money that he would be settling for her. Just saying.
From this video going viral. Before we get into it, we're going to take a moment and just relook at that video. It's been a couple of weeks, so here we go right here.
Nothing. I'm just talking to my girls. Okay.
She talking to her tits? I already know what they're saying. I can't breathe. They're too tight. Ow, you're hurting me. Ow. Ow. Put me on a diet.
So then I said hi.
Yeah.
Let me just get the door for you.
Okay.
I'm going to say this. I feel sorry for his leather seat because it's holding a lot of weight right now. I bet you that seat feels like it has the weight of the world on its padding.
He got me at the Cheesecake Factory, y'all. I ain't getting out this car.
Now, I've dated some highly attractive women. Women that were, like not worth it long term, but they were beautiful, they were hot, they were gorgeous. And so I was willing to, like, alright, fuck it, yeah. But this girl, she is average upon average upon average.
And you're average.
And I know women always like to say, oh, well, I'm a 10 to somebody. No, I've dated average looking women, and I never once looked at them and said, oh my god, you're a 10 to me. No, I looked at her and says, oh, you're a fucking 5, you're a 6. But you have other redeeming qualities, which apparently I couldn't imagine her having too many of those. But it's like, this is how you know. So attractive women know how to act. They know how to act when they go out with restaurants because they've been there before. But with her, she's acting brand new. This is what people would call like new money. It's all just a front. She acts like this. She drives a 1996 Lexus, acting like it's the shit with 300,000 miles. It runs good though. But then she acts like, oh, she's sitting up in whatever he has. Apparently it's a nice car. Maybe a X5 BMW. But she's trying to act like, oh, I've been in a car like this before. She's acting too fancy. And women like this, they're just not worth it. I was with a girl one time, and she started being high maintenance emotionally. And I'm like, you're not hot enough to act like this. And that's probably the case here. Or
Yes.
definitely.
Would you want me to...
With your fucking gas station glasses. Those aren't even Ray-Ban.
Open the door for you?
Look.
Putting him on blast too, like she's a child.
You're recording me?
Yeah. This is the Cheesecake Factory. This is the Cheesecake Factory, y'all.
What's the problem with that?
This is a chain restaurant. Who takes someone that looks like this to a chain restaurant?
You want to talk about it?
Yeah, he should have took you to Sizzler.
I'm fine with talking about it, even in front of them.
Oh yeah, I want to talk about it.
Yeah.
Come on, get up on in the car. Yeah, we're gonna talk about it.
This was an attempt to flex like I am that chick. I am that bad. I'm a boss chick. I do my thing. I have these guys willing to do whatever I want them to do. Ah!
Oh, okay.
I've taken way better looking chicks to the Cheesecake Factory. And what did they tell me? They told me, well, I haven't been here since prom. They had no complaints, and they were 10 times better looking than her. Younger, more attractive, fit, in shape. Their tits didn't weigh 100 pounds apiece. Come on.
Okay. So,
Yes. Let's talk about it. About it.
so you expect a man to go all out on the first date. Is that right?
I mean, you're supposed to. When you take out a beautiful woman and you're
Where is a beautiful woman? Is she a fat chick? Now here's the thing. So guys used to date more overweight women because they had humility. But there is nothing worse than an average looking chick who's overweight that acts like this. It's ridiculous. It's like a lose-lose-lose. Like I said, he would be settling for her because apparently he got money. It's like, dude, go get yourself a white girl. Not even a Latina. Even though I'm Latino, I will say this. Get you a white girl.
courting her, because I get courted. So you're courting her, right? You're supposed to take care of her. You're supposed to cover her. You're supposed to protect her, cherish her, treat her well, right?
Yeah.
That's what you're supposed to do.
I agree.
Not
I
at the
went
Cheesecake
into this
Factory?
date as I expect with
This is the kind of girl that makes a guy jump through hoops and tap dance, and then she goes home and screws around with Ray Ray. For nothing. Just 'cause the dick good.
the expectations for myself. to keep you safe,
Mm-hmm.
you know, to respect you, to pay for your food, of course, pick you up, of course, and just treat you like a gentleman, which I believe I have done.
I mean, you've been pretty.
And then,
Yeah, he should treat her like a gentleman, because she seems like a gentleman.
but I mean,
and then
Cheesecake Factory.
I, on the other hand, have certain expectations for a girl I go out with. on the
Suck
first
his
date.
dick.
I expect her to be respectful too.
Anal.
I expect her to be cooperative.
The first
and
cowgirl?
at least, you know,
What did I do that wasn't cooperative?
well, I mean, like, even like when we were walking to the car, you wouldn't put your hand around my arm or anything like that, or hold my hand or anything like that.
I mean, it's too early for that.
okay,
I
yeah,
don't know
and
you.
I
Yeah.
can respect that. I can respect that.
Okay.
When
I gotta give this boy mad respect for putting his foot down. And all the women out there that are trying to act like they're too cool for school, just know that my kings are out there putting their foot down. He thought you were easy sex. Don't get too excited. Don't feel too good about yourself. He thought he was gonna get us some black ass. Some fat black ass at that, but still, nonetheless.
I got to your apartment to pick you up. You didn't want to invite me in. I can respect that too. We're not
Again,
maybe
I don't
we're
know
not there
yet.
Okay,
I don't know yet.
and then, but
I mean, I feel like
There's no Persians in the projects.
I'm doing everything I'm supposed to do as a woman.
but
I got myself all made
There's nothing
up.
wrong with the Cheesecake Factory, right?
Yes, there's a lot wrong with the Cheesecake Factory.
Okay, well look at
I
my planner where we were gonna go originally.
see, now that's where we should have went. All right there. Call
See-
him. Call him.
No,
What do you mean no?
see,
I
I
know you
specifically
didn't.
told you both yesterday and this morning that I'd come.
See, women like this are more interested in putting a show on and showing how they can make a man do this or make a man do that, or he'll listen to me, and it's just like, oh man, bro, you would have wasted your money. Thank God you dropped it like a bad habit.
Pick you up at 4 a.m. At 4 p.m. Right? And I got to your place at 4 p.m. You didn't even come downstairs for another hour, and so I was waiting downstairs.
I understand.
For an hour, right?
But I wasn't expecting for work to take me so long. I got home a little late. And like I said, I don't know you well enough to invite you up into my apartment.
And
That is not possible.
And that's why I'm thinking, okay, if we're not there in the relationship to, you know, meet at your apartment, then maybe we're not ready in a relationship for such a nice, fancy restaurant as Aria. Especially if I'm paying for the whole thing, which I'm still willing to do. I would have been,
Okay.
but if we're late, I mean, I told
we
you
weren't
twice.
late. It wasn't that late.
We literally left your place at the time the reservation was.
She's like, I'm beautiful. It should take me a long time to get ready. Look at all this fakeness. Fake eyelashes, fake hair, push-up bra, waist trainer. How long do you think it takes to make this? Ugh.
Supposed to be.
Oh,
And I specifically said 4 because maybe we could get there early and even have some time to get to know each other on the way there and while we're in the parking lot
I mean,
and waiting for a reservation.
we can
It's all about a date flex. IG, TikTok, whatever.
still get to know each other. Isn't there another restaurant you can call that, like, you know, the
No.
equivalent to that? I mean,
I literally
you
just
don't
said-
understand. Look at me. I cannot go in the Cheesecake Factory.
Yeah, you're probably 30 or 40 pounds overweight easy, and that's me being nice. That's me trying to please the people and not sounding like a dick, but nah. 70.
There's nothing wrong with
I will die. That's
Okay.
embarrassing.
Listen, as I said, I have very specific certain expectations for that.
No.
I can tell it's not gonna be there. And maybe we're not right for each other. So respectfully, I'm gonna just drop you off at home.
Oh, no, he didn't.
Boom.
Yeah, I'm up.
So, you just want to call it a night? I mean,
Yeah.
isn't there some kind of compromise or something?
You're not really worth it. You're not, it's like too much work. He thought it was going to be easy, and apparently he didn't realize that it wasn't.
Ladies, can you believe this?
I'm sorry, y'all.
He just pulled out of the parking space.
If I don't feel respected, I am not gonna go through with the rest of the day.
Now, if she would have got her way and he would have bitched up, simped up, and took her wherever she wanted to go, she'd be like, mm-hmm. Now look at her, talking to her tits. Girls.
Well,
big tits like that aren't even all that nice. You uncover them, you take the package off, you take the wrapper off, and it looks like a beef pepperoni. Like it looks like a 15-inch subwoofer, dark black, jet black, with hairs in it. It's not worth it. He got lucky.
I mean, you are serious. You really leaving?
Yeah, I mean, you didn't want this place anyway, right?
I mean, I understand that I was late. I understand that. I understand that I could have been a bit more cooperative. You made some good points. That's why I'm willing to come.
I thought she did everything she was supposed to as a lady. Which is what? Just show up?
Compromise. Are you sure you want to go home?
I don't have a lot of rules. I don't have a lot of expectations for a first date, but I've already set them, and you've broken every one.
Oh
So,
my God.
Ooh.
I'm sorry.
My kings out there, my short kings, 5'6" and below, get that shit. You don't have to put up with that bullshit. It wouldn't have been worth it anyway. It would have stunk like caca.
We're dropping you off home.
She thinks she's all bougie. Drop her off at the bus stop.
All right, whatever. Well, I mean, I guess I understand. You gotta do what you gotta do.
Yup.
Well, I'm sorry.
I don't get why they always pet the fake hair. They're constantly flicking it, throwing it, flinging it, combing their fingers through it. It's fucking fake. It's not yours.
I understand where you're coming from.
So, now here we are, a few weeks later. I'm sure you've had some time to think about what you guys discussed in the car. I'm sure you've had some time to think about it.
Okay, now I'm going to say that she's going to hold frame. She's going to stay true to her character because that's all she has now. She already knows that guys aren't really going to mess with her like that because they already know how she is. So she may as well double down and continue to act like that character she was showing to all of her fans.
Yeah.
Before I ask you any questions, have you guys had a second?
The only way to save any of this is to just act like she's prissy, act like she's beautiful, act like she's above Cheesecake Factory. Now, I haven't seen this, but I'm willing to bet she doubles and triples down on everything. In fact, gets a little bit more outlandish because her reputation for dating is damn near ruined unless a guy's gonna come through and just slap her with the dick. But she's gonna stand on it and she's gonna play this character out. I'm gonna give this one the best shot that I got. Fuck him.
Date?
No.
No second dates.
Not yet.
Okay. So I'll start with you, Jay.
And it's her choice. She's gonna say no second date, but that's because there's no second date for me. Shit, he cut you off, baby girl. Big baby girl.
What has dating been like for you since that video went viral?
Well,
Baddies.
Since I was on the video, kind of unexpected.
Baddie, sex, blowjobs, hot, young, petite, beautiful women. No fucking big ass fucking rhinoceros rexes. Say it, bro.
I might not have put my best foot forward, and so I feel like.
Don't tell me bitches be hating.
Well, I've not really met anyone since who
He's
I've
lying.
really gotten to get to know like that because a lot of women, they might have seen the video or might have heard from it, or maybe a friend of theirs has seen the video and shares it with them. And so they kind of had this image of me based on the video.
Absolutely.
And it hasn't really helped.
Okay.
Exactly. It's like
Really?
they might think everything about me is reflected in that video, and I don't think it is. And but yeah, it's been difficult.
Sure.
Well, and it's even before this.
I think he's lying. I had a video one time, and it was a porno video. Unless you say it wasn't my best performance. And even though everyone said, "Oh, that's bubblegum dick," I still got like 5 or 6 off of it. So just saying.
You know, dating has already been difficult for me. You know?
I imagine your views kind of clash with what you're looking for and what they're looking for.
Yeah, I think so. Because, I mean, I think in general, my values kind of reflect wanting to build something that lasts.
Yes, sir.
And I want to make sure that anyone that I meet is willing to build a really strong foundation based on our mutual values. And I think it in general, a lot of the people that I meet.
Oh, he's a businessman. He must be in marketing or a salesman. He's strategic. He knows exactly what he's doing. My man. Denzel Washington, my man.
Either they don't have time to set towards building something like that, or they just don't want to because, you know, they're younger, they want to experience, you know, casual dating or whatever.
Younger than this old bitch.
It is. And it's just not something that I'm looking for right now.
Understood. So, obviously, guys, Jay's saying that they have a negative, viewing him in a negative light when it comes to dating. When I saw Jay, I saw someone who was making some excellent points, who knew what he wanted, and he's actually now like a Giga Chad in the manosphere world, in the red pill community. The brother's being mentioned everywhere.
That's what I'm saying.
For the way he handled that conversation. Now I'm going to ask Alicia as well, because during this conversation, Alicia.
Thank you.
We'll get that right. Okay.
Yeah, he's such a gentleman and she don't give a fuck. What that money do, what that cash app, top off my gas, buy me some ghost rides.
So, Alicia, you didn't seem to really disagree with what he was saying. Now, you had a definitely a different opinion before he gave you his mind, right? But you seemed very receptive to it. Can you explain to me kind of what you were thinking and how you saw him in that video? Because he's saying they took him in a negative light. What do you think?
Well, yes, I think once we had the conversation, I could see my role in the conflict.
Okay.
Let's back up a little bit. To be fair, I mean, I was always raised that the man is supposed to cater to you. I mean, you're courting me, so court me.
This is all theory for this bitch, because if she really believed in them, and if she was really as hot as she thinks she is, she'd be married by now. This is all fucking theoretical for her. She's like, oh, I'm supposed to be a lady.
Means wherever I want to go, you take me.
Absolutely.
Whatever I want, you buy me.
Oh,
That's
hell
courting.
no.
You know?
That's
I'm
not
looking
courting.
for a provider. So, but after the conversation, I could see how there was a lot of I in that exchange. I was definitely very self-centered, and I can appreciate
As she is in life. I'm willing to bet.
if I do want someone to provide for me, I at least gotta be a little bit nice.
Absolutely.
No one's going to. Keep on trying.
Okay. Okay, great. So now I ask you this. Based on your idea of dating before your conversation with Jay, how did you grow up? Who also thinks that way?
Well, I was raised in the projects, and life wasn't too good, and
I'm sure you have friends who think that way. I've heard it a lot.
either that or father was a professor, my mother was a nurse, and they gave each other everything until the day he died.
I mean,
Okay.
everybody. I mean, that's what he's supposed to be the provider.
Absolutely.
So, and a beautiful woman. So, I'm expecting
About a 5 or 6. 5.
to be treated
Weight 4.
like royalty.
Attitude 3.
I mean, come on. So that's
But
what
the
I was
kicker
doing.
is, how do we treat him? And that's
Right,
where the
right.
disconnect was.
Right.
In the video, now of course I'm sure you think of it differently now, but in the video you basically told him that you're not going in there. You would be embarrassing for you to go inside a Cheesecake Factory. A lot of people like Cheesecake Factory.
Oh.
Now,
Your look, your weight, and your attitude is what is embarrassing. And here's the thing, I don't hate on big girls, but when big girls or ugly girls or even broke men act a certain type of way, people are going to call you out on that shit. A guy can't act like he's the shit if he's broke as fuck. Women understand that clearly. But when they're average, below average in the body, it's like, come on. Man.
so when I see that video, I'm thinking, okay, she must have some friends who probably would disagree with her going inside a Cheesecake Factory. Your peer group. So
I would
peer
never-
pressure probably keeps you from.
Never live that. Oh my God! I would have never lived that down.
Wow,
I
just
mean-
ate the Cheesecake Factory. They wouldn't let you live that down.
No, I have an image to protect.
Wow.
Nikita does not do.
Yeah, right. She ain't all that bougie. She ain't that fucking cracking. Shit ain't really popping off for her like that. This is all she has is this pretend image, and it's just like, come on. You ain't that chick. I've dated many of these chicks. Look at the balloons. But I've dated many of these chicks. Nah, you ain't popping off like that. Fuck no.
That was that was my circle though. That's how
Sure.
that's how we roll.
Sure.
Lies.
To be quite blunt, that's how we roll.
Yeah, a bunch of overweight single women talking about what the fuck they deserve. Yeah, I've heard that one before.
Hypergamy is a big thing in my circle.
Yeah, so is a gold digger.
It's what we've been taught. Why? As a black woman, I'm gonna go there. As a black woman, we're really tired of having to settle. We want to be treated well.
Mm-hmm.
We want that.
Like I said, he would be settling for her, but this is this inflated ego. Holy shit.
Soft life. So that's what I thought I was going after. However, what I understand is
This fucking guy got lucky as fuck. And he's on a podcast, and he's about ready to pop off. Holy shit. You know what? This will be the first time that this chick has ever benefited any man to the extent she will be benefiting him. So I guess she may have been worth a different restaurant. Not for a relationship, but for all the sex my young Persian king's about ready to get. Good sex. None of this flipper flapper stinky winky. She may who knows, she may even pull out a dick bigger than his.
part of having a soft life is being cooperative,
Being soft.
not being combative.
You're
right?
actually being soft.
Right,
Right. Being
right,
receptive, being
right.
sweet.
Absolutely.
Being pleasant. Right. Because we do understand the value of resources, but it can't be just something for a lifestyle. Resources, a man's resources is not just for a woman's experiences and traveling and the lifestyle.
Damn, this brother's breaking out some game. She knows nothing about this. She's gonna say, she don't know shit about that. She's like, I'm supposed to travel. Look at me.
They'll live when married is for providing for the family and the children. And that's why she should seek a man and, respect his resources or prioritize his resources, not just for what it can do for her.
Right.
Right. And so when you were in the beginning of it, you was just saying, I'm not doing it. It's
He took a shot at her for sure.
really selfish.
It
right.
was.
And I appreciated that when I saw the video myself. That's one of the things I covered is, wow, I've never seen a woman that receptive to being accountable. Right.
Mm-hmm.
And you were.
Okay, maybe, but she was mostly shot down for her fucking fake ego. So, like, her confidence is like $100 bill. It's blue, it looks fancy, but if you really think about it, it's thin, and it's only a piece of paper. That's what she was realizing is that she wasn't the shit. And this small, short, fucking Persian dude, King, was the best opportunity she's probably had in years. Now she has to go back to Pookie and Ray Ray in the hood.
But Jay, however, didn't want to go out on a date. He wanted to discontinue that date, and he wanted to take it on to the house. Jay, is that your first time stopping a date midway through and going on back home, or?
I'm going to say no, because as a dater in the single world, oh man, you're stopping many dates. It's like a skill set these days. It's crazy. Women are so...
Yeah, something like that's... I'm sorry, at least, yeah. That's the first time I've really, like, put my foot down to that kind of...
She deserves it.
...extent. But it's not like an isolated incident, you know? Like, I've gone on dates with several people now, even before her, where they had very...
He's not dating black girls no more, I'll tell you that.
...specific things they were looking for in a boyfriend or whatever. And even within my own circles, right? And that's just not something that I'm looking for, because I was raised...
This motherfucker's gonna go to Dubai and get a nice, beautiful, humble, attractive woman that doesn't have the chance to eat him. Holy shit.
Like we were talking about how she was raised, whereas with me, like my family, like we've passed down the name for ages, and we're a very close-knit, strong family.
You've passed down your first name, Jay? Like
yes.
Your father's and father.
Yeah,
how many generations, probably?
I mean, I couldn't really count it myself.
Wow.
Because
4,100,000 trillion years.
I mean, the thing is, like, I'm from India.
Okay.
You know, and the partition happened where, like, India was separated from Pakistan. And a lot of my family were on both sides of that, and we had to come back together.
Wow.
And we had to... It was very important for us to stay strong after the fact. At the time, maybe we didn't...
She lost her a real one. Sure, he could be a fucking hors d'oeuvre on her plate. She's a fucking bigger shrimp-wrapped bacon. Or bacon-wrapped shrimp. But still, this motherfucker's a real one. He would have dropped that bag on her, but... just like a lot of women today, they can't keep their fucking mouth closed long enough to secure the bag.
Care as much about creating this legacy, but ever since, it's like that's been one of the strongest parts of our family, is the importance in creating our legacy. And with that in mind,
she's like, you're not talking about me too much. Look at me. Look at these hoop earrings. Look at this fake hair. Look at these fake eyelashes. Look at this waist trainer. It's holding me looking tight.
Like, I've grown up with the idea that I want a strong family here, now that I'm living in America. The only kind of relationships I seek are ones where that is the only value. That is the biggest value.
Thank God for him. This bitch's tubes are tied. Holy shit.
That is the most important thing for the other person as well as for me.
Wow. That's actually powerful. So your family going through all that they did, it caused you guys to really idealize relationships, right? And
specifically relationships that last.
Absolutely. And so here you are in America dating, and mostly in our culture where you...
Sure, this motherfucker's big enough to be Ursula from the Little Mermaid's little shrimps that she eats. He's that size. But I'll tell you what, this guy's the realest motherfucker this chick ever met. And guess what? No more. She has no chance at this Indian Vienna sausage. Hell no. He's gonna have to take it to someone who'll appreciate it. Who likes missionary. Because, you know, she likes that reverse cowgirl and everything. Pull my hair, but not too hard type shit.
Said earlier, you were a black woman. Of course, we have been through some things, right? In our culture here in the States and throughout the whole diaspora, I like using that word. But a lot of times our culture has been stripped, and we haven't yet began to idealize relationships, you know, so.
This motherfucker just gave her all the excuses in the world to be unaccountable. She's gonna say, yeah, it's because of this, yeah, it's because of that. Every culture has been through some shit. Even this little Indian motherfucker. But still, I guess we're gonna have the Victim Olympics. India versus...
We're more so going along with the flow. So here he is in America, and he's meeting a woman who is in America, and she sees dating the way Americans see dating. And so I can see the clash in that.
Yeah.
You know, he's looking at you as if that's selfish. You're looking at him as if, you know, he's treating you beneath your worth.
Right.
No, that's not it. That is absolutely not it. I could look at this girl and tell one thing immediately. I'm a psychic. She has a hairy asshole. And not only that, this is the fucking gold digger. Nobody has to participate in stupidity. Jesus Christ. Save us.
Actual value. So here's what I want to do, guys.
Mm-hmm.
I want to go back a bit. Can y'all tell me how y'all met? I want you to tell me how you guys met.
So
Tinder or one of the other dating sites, IG or whatever. But she's way too big for you, brother. You're not tall enough to get onto that ride. She's taller than you laying down. Holy shit.
I was in Midtown, and like I barely even have time to go out with friends and all that, but it was a really close friend's birthday, so I went to get some drinks for the first time in ages, and I saw this beautiful woman who it seemed like every other guy in the bar was either intimidated by or...
No, just uninterested. She looks like fucking Jabba the Hutt, chocolate milk.
Too shy to talk to, and I thought, what the hell, why not? And she was, minding her own business.
You got that medium dick energy going on that night. Small to medium.
And I asked her, her name, Alicia, and I thought that's a beautiful name, and
It's
even
not
despite how
average.
loud it was in the bar, we were still able to talk a little here and there, and I got her number, and she had to go. And so
She was like fucking King Kong, picked him up and fucking held him. She's like, yeah, I could hear you just fine. Yeah. She's too big for you, bro. That vagina would swallow your leg.
we kept talking after that for a little bit, and then like a week later, I asked her, "You want to go out to this restaurant?"
Yeah.
And I told her it would be a surprise, and maybe
She's like, Cheesecake Factory? What? I'm talking to my girls. I would have dropped her off at the bus stop for sure.
that might be a problem on my part. It might have raised the expectations a little bit, but
No, she should be happy for whatever happens. For whatever happens, and she should just be there along for the ride. That's what a submissive woman would be. And don't get me wrong, I like fancy food. I'll go to a really nice restaurant, but only if that's what I want. But Cheesecake Factory, I won't lie, has been the go-to for years, and they've always loved it. But Jabba the Hutt over here, she wants some family-owned thing. It's like, come on. Fuck out of here. Drop 70 pounds, and I'll take you. Right now, that's the offer. If you watch The Radical Masculine, you drop 70 pounds, and I will take you anywhere you want to go. But I won't fuck you, and if I do, it'll be weak dick. Like the bubble gum on my porno.
I guess the surprise ended up being Cheesecake Factory, where
Right.
the original surprise was
I want to get to that. You had something else planned for her, right?
Yeah.
And because of how the evening went, the Cheesecake Factory happened, right?
yeah.
So
And can I just say before
Sure.
I love the Cheesecake Factory, and it's a place that I've gone to for like every birthday.
See, if she took the time to get to know this guy, she would know that it wasn't like a flex. It wasn't like, hey, this is what I could afford, which is what she tried to make it sound like. She would know he fucking likes it. There are some things at Chili's that I just fucking like. And I won't lie, whenever I'm like keeping the date cheap because I'm like, she's like a 5 or 6. I'm like, oh, I just love Chili's. I just love something about it. But there are items at Chili's that I fucking like. The fucking chips and queso, you know, but...
So, like, it wasn't just, like, a random restaurant to me. It was also, like, a place that I've gone with my family throughout my entire life.
See, these bitches never figure this shit out because they're so surface level to where they just think it's all about them. And it's like, hey, maybe this is a place that I want you to come. And mostly, maybe you're not worth it just yet. But hey, this is my go-to. I come here with my family. I come here for birthdays, and I can trust their service. So, and I already know what the fuck the bill's going to be. Because he did not want to be like the guy who went on the date with the chick that ordered 15 fucking platters of oysters for her to fucking eat. Just to eat fucking potatoes and a whole bunch of shit. And all that shit. But, yeah.
Man, I love CheeseCake Cat.
So you didn't. So obviously the because you guys were late, she wasn't ready. You weren't able to take her to the restaurant that you wanted to take her to. You figured I can't go wrong with the Cheesecake Factory, right?
Yeah.
It's my old birthday restaurant, you know.
It's my lucky.
She'll love it.
So hopefully all of my uploading issues are a thing of the past, and you can see this full, complete video the way it was meant for you to see it. But that is going to conclude part 1. So I guess that's the good news and the bad news. The good news is we have a part 2 coming. But the bad news is I have to do part 2. Sorry. But anyway, if you haven't already, like, comment, and subscribe. Hit that Cash App. But anyway, I'll see you tomorrow. Either that or in hell. Spaceman, out! So hopefully all of my uploading issues are a thing of the past, and you can see this full, complete video the way it was meant for you to see it. But that is going to conclude part 1. So I guess that's the good news and the bad news. The good news is we have a part 2 coming. But the bad news is I have to do part 2. Sorry. But anyway, if you haven't already, like, comment, and subscribe. Hit that Cash App. But anyway, I'll see you tomorrow. Either that or in hell. Spaceman, out! So hopefully all of my uploading issues are a thing of the past, and you can see this full, complete video the way it was meant for you to see it. But that is going to conclude part 1. So I guess that's the good news and the bad news. The good news is we have a part 2 coming. But the bad news is I have to do part 2. Sorry. But anyway, if you haven't already, like, comment, and subscribe. Hit that Cash App. But anyway, I'll see you tomorrow. Either that or in hell. Spaceman, out!